In a world brimming with uncertainties, one philosophy remains unshakable. Epictetus once said, "The whole secret of existence is to have no fear." But what does it truly take to live fearlessly? Join me as we journey beyond the surface of these words to unlock a life of boundless potential. Let's conquer fear and reclaim our destiny. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Epictetus, a philosopher who turned the ancient world on its head, left us with words that echo through time. But why do these words matter? Because fear, my friends, can be a tricky beast that often holds us back from reaching our true potential. It can sneak up in our decisions, our dreams, and our daily lives. Imagine standing at the edge of opportunity only to be paralyzed by what-ifs, or picture yourself haunted by past mistakes, unable to move forward. That's the impact of fear. It's pervasive, it's limiting, and quite frankly, it's exhausting. Today, we are going to learn how to break these chains. As we prepare to unravel this secret, ask yourself, what would you do if you weren't afraid? Keep that question in mind as we explore the nature of fear, its effects on our psychology, and the liberating power of courage. Stay with us, because this is not just about quotes. It's about changing the way you live. Fear isn't just a word, it's a multi-dimensional experience that affects us on several levels. Think of it like an iceberg, with most of its mass hidden beneath the surface of the water. On the surface, fear can look like hesitation or nervousness, but beneath lie intricate emotions, physiological responses, and even past traumas. It comes in many shapes and sizes. There's the primal fear we feel in dangerous situations, the anxiety about the future, social fears of not belonging, and even the fear of success. Fear originates from a mix of biological instinct and learned experiences. It's part of our evolutionary makeup to protect us from danger. However, in today's world, where physical threats are less frequent, our fear often manifests in response to psychological threats. This protective mechanism can go into overdrive, leading to chronic stress and anxiety. It affects our sleep, our hormones, and can even reshape the neural pathways in our brains, reinforcing a cycle of fear. Now, let's clarify a common misunderstanding. Being courageous isn't the absence of fear. In fact, courage exists only in the presence of fear. Courage is about acknowledging your fear and deciding to move forward regardless. Fearlessness, on the other hand, might be recklessness in disguise. It's the thrill seekers jumping out of planes with little regard for risk. Exhilarating, perhaps, but not the same as true courage, which is measured and mindful. Now that we've scratched the surface of fear and courage, let's delve into how this silent saboteur can pull the strings in the theater of our minds, influencing the very decisions we make every day. If you're finding this dive into the human psyche as fascinating as I am, smash that like button, and let's confront our fears together. And don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content right at your fingertips. Imagine standing at the crossroads of two paths, one familiar yet unfulfilling, the other unknown but brimming with potential. Fear grips at the sight of the unfamiliar, and like a master illusionist, it distorts the risks and magnifies the shadows. Now, let's dissect this phenomenon. Fear-induced decisions often have us choosing the path of least resistance. It's not because we want the easy way out, but because fear is whispering tales of caution. But what are we missing when fear guides the way? Here's an eye-opener. Fear can make us pass up opportunities that could lead to great joy or success. It can persuade us to stay in unsatisfactory jobs, relationships, and situations, all because the devil we know feels safer than the angel we don't. We've all heard of fight or flight, but there's also freeze. In the face of critical decisions, fear can paralyze us into inaction, which, ironically, is a decision in itself. Now consider this. Decisions sculpt our destiny. So when we let fear take the sculptor's tools, are we really crafting our own fate? Or is fear designing a life of caution tape and missed connections? So how do we reclaim the chisel and start carving out a life dictated not by fear, but by reason and courage? It begins by recognizing when fear is speaking for us. In the upcoming section, we'll arm you with strategies that will help you snatch back the pen from fear and start authoring your own life story. Stay tuned, because this is where the transformation begins. But before we jump in, let's take a quick moment. Reflect on a time when fear made a choice for you. Got it? Hold that thought. We're about to flip the script on fear. And if you're finding value in this exploration, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on the journey to becoming the bravest version of yourself. As we transition to the next segment, keep that personal anecdote of fear's influence in your mind. It will be the touchstone as we navigate the strategies to conquer such moments. Brace yourself, because we're about to embark on a liberating journey. We will discover the most effective tactics and tools to overthrow the tyranny of fear in our decision-making process. First, let's talk about mindfulness. It's not just a buzzword, it's a tool. Mindfulness is about living in the now, recognizing our fear without letting it steer the ship. Try this with me. Take a deep breath in. Now let it out. Just focus on your breath. This simple act can center your thoughts away from fear. Next up, relaxation techniques. When fear grips you, your body is in a fight or flight mode. To counteract this, try the 4-7-8 technique. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, exhale for 8. This tells your nervous system, hey, it's okay, we can relax. None of us are islands, we thrive on connections. Reach out to friends, family, or even online communities. These networks are lifelines when fear tries to drag you down. Now, let's turn the kindness you offer to others towards yourself. Self-compassion is powerful. When you stumble out of fear, don't beat yourself up. Acknowledge the slip, learn from it, and move forward. Self-acceptance goes hand in hand with self-compassion. Accept that fear is a part of you, but it doesn't define you. You are not your fears. You are the person managing them. Let's quickly recap. We've got mindfulness, relaxation, support networks, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. These are your tools. Keep them sharp. I invite you now, not tomorrow, not next week, but right after this video, to try one of these strategies. Start small, but start. Let's take a moment to dive into the depths of valor, where we encounter individuals whose stories are not just narratives, but beacons of bravery. These extraordinary souls have stared deep into the abyss of trepidation, boldly proclaiming, "You shall not dictate the contours of my existence." Their tales are not mere accounts, but profound lessons in standing tall against the gales of fear. So, what alchemy do they possess? It's not that they're imbued with an otherworldly force. Rather, they've mastered the very strategies we've discussed, They've dedicated themselves to these methods, refining them until they emerged as titans, with their willpower towering over their trepidations. Their tenacity is a force to behold, a powerful current that can sweep others along in its wake. They serve as living proof that while fear may be a shared human condition, courage too is woven into the tapestry of our collective souls. It's a flame that flickers within each of us, waiting for the breath of determination to ignite it into a blaze. Now, cast your mind back to a chapter in your own life story, when fear loomed large, but you chose to step forward regardless. That pulse of bravery, that was courage in its purest form. That very moment encapsulates the boundless potential that resides within you, ready to be unleashed at every sunrise. It's crucial to acknowledge that conquering fear isn't a solitary triumph. It's an enduring voyage. As we navigate through life's trials and tribulations, these paragons of courage serve as reminders. They don't just echo, but resonate, nudging us onward in our quest to unlock the chambers of our most fearless selves. We started this conversation with the idea of fear as an inescapable part of our lives. It's interesting to consider the perspective of the ancient philosopher Epictetus, who implied that the absence of fear is not about never feeling afraid, but rather about reducing the grip that fear has on us. This nuanced view encourages us to acknowledge our fears while also seeking to weaken their influence on our actions and thoughts. I want to affirm to you that you are more than capable of handling this. Each strategy we've delved into is a step closer to liberating yourself from the shackles of fear. The essence of life isn't found in the void of fear, but rather in the art of not allowing fear to dictate the terms of your life. This is the secret to a free and self-determined existence. In closing, I present you with a challenge. Lean into your fears. This may sound counterintuitive, but it is through this process that freedom is often found. I encourage you to be courageous, to stand tall, and to express yourself without reservation or regret. This is the path to true freedom. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. If you're ready to take the next step, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more empowering content. Until next time, face your fears with fortitude. And now, I urge you not to simply move on from this conversation. On your screen are selections of videos that offer additional wisdom and encouragement to aid you on your valiant path. I encourage you to click on them and continue this journey of empowerment. The momentum is yours to maintain.